Hi, welcome to this Sphere Day, which is on the 22nd of March. We are on Sunday. We're just going to give our weekly Forex forecast and pick out the pairs that we're really interested in for the week ahead, which offer good risk-reward trades in our view. Now, we've got plenty of charts to look at. We'll go and take a look at them in a moment. Now, in terms of markets, they're extremely volatile at the moment. You've got really big trends. And, say it frequently, you've got high volatility, big trends. You can make really good profits from the market. In terms of this year, so far, it's been our best start to a year ever. The volatility will not be dropping down. So going forward, we hope we're on the side of the big trends. Now, in terms of our view, which has been really since the start of the year, be long of the USD. The USD has bubbled higher. It could have a correction, but that correction is going to be a buying opportunity, being heavily bullish of the yen. That's had a really good run as well. It's had a recent pullback against a number of currencies. The yen for us this week looks a good buy, and also we're interested in a number of crosses. Now, in terms of the charts, we are going to go and take a look at them right now. But please do keep in mind, it is my view, as of this specific moment in time, it can obviously change in line with the market conditions and action. If you want all our trading techniques, our daily technical sentiment analysis of 14 Forex pairs, you can get live access to our member centre on the link beneath this video with a 90-day risk-free trial. Also, just before I go to the charts, some of the people ask me who are non-members about doing one-on-one coaching and helping with trading strategies and so forth. We do that, and I've actually done a video on our one-on-one services, which is next to this one. Now, I've done all my research for the weekend for the member centre. All my charts are updated. So let's go and take a look at them, and we are going to start with the major currencies. All right, just in our member centre, and just scroll down to our first chart, which is going to be, of course, Euro USD. Now, in terms of this pair, we still have the same position as last week in at 112.80. Now, just for new viewers, this big rally up here we thought was a short squeeze comes up to monthly resistance, and we want to sell. And very often we get really exaggerated rises outside of the outer Bollinger Band. We'll very often come back within it, which we do through that tail, that body. And then she's off the downside. She's gone to the outer Bollinger Band again, but I don't think there's going to be much strength. It's about, it's 580 odd pips profit so far. Is there more to come? My own view is yes, you can see my levels 104.50, then the power level, and then longer term we could run as low as the 2002 lows, which is 84. This candle body is going to be very hard to take out. We put our stop back behind the tail. The rally retreated on Friday. In terms of euro or the euro, we said it was extremely overvalued in our view before the coronavirus. The coronavirus is showing up, the real problems of the zone, which is the real disparity between nations, and Italy in particular, huge debt levels, an economy that's always been on the verge of recession or in recession, asking for money from the EU bailout fund. Now, there's not enough money. I think Italy is in such big trouble. Third biggest economy in Eurozone, eighth largest in the world. It hasn't got enough money to bail out its banking sector. If anything goes wrong there, probably going to need taxpayers' money. Real problems in Italy, but all across the zone. I won't go to it here, but the way the zone is structured, this problem is really going to test the Eurozone to its core. It could even break up longer term. But in terms of the chart rallies, are selling opportunities, or you can sell through the low. If we were to be stopped out, we'd be looking to get in again on weakness, just extremely bearish of Euro USD. Now, I've mentioned it in previous videos. I prefer the Euro proxies because they tend to move quicker. When the Euro goes down, they move quicker. And there's plenty of proxy trades that have done well for us, which we'll come to later. And I think there's more weakness in the proxies as well. Right, next chart is going to be AUD USD, and this has been a long-term trade for us. We literally caught it near the highs. And regular viewers know this, once it gets through the 20-day moving average, we're looking for rallies to be held by it. See, the rallies are held. It's quite a nice downtrend, and then you get the falling off a cliff, so to speak. So basically well over 1,000 pips in profit. Is there more to come? My own view is yes. 60 level is resistance. We rejected on Friday. We now tucked our stop in behind that level. Rallies back to the level, I think, of selling opportunities or a break of Friday's open. Now, if we were to be stopped out, we would just literally sell back through the 60 level at 0.5970. Put the stop at 96180. It should be 06180. Apologies for that. There's going to be no big uptrend in the Aussie. Of course, it could run up maybe to the 20-day moving average. Would that be a selling opportunity? Australia, before the virus came into play, had the biggest economic expansion of any country in history, which made it extremely overvalued. Now, everything has gone wrong. China, major trading partner, although it's getting back to kind of normal after the virus, it's never going to get back to big economic growth. China's in real deep trouble now. I won't go into all the reasons in this video, but it is at the risk of a hard landing. The Aussie, I think, has got further to go. Rallies are selling opportunities. You can see my target is 50. So we've still got possibly 800 pips to go on the downside if our view is right. Now, I don't rule out you get big short covering rally, but you're not going to get a trend change, okay? So the Aussie is going to remain a long-term sell, in my view. Next pair, USD JPY. We're underwater on this one. USD's come strongly up. This level here is a massive level to take out, and I feel it's going to be very hard. Big monthly level, you can see it there. One body, two body, three body, four body tail. Nice reversal, but for us it's a sell. With all the risk off in the world, and it's likely to continue. We're still going for 100. Then I think we could go all the way to 84. And the yen is just very oversold historically anyway. So I'm looking for this rally to end. If we get through this level here, back through 108 and the 20-day moving average, all the way down to chart lows, and then follow on to the levels I've just said. Okay. JPY looks attractive in the crosses as well. I'll come to those in a moment. Now, last these majors before we shift to another page. USD CAD. Sorry, let me line up my chart. There we go. This one has just come to an end for us in terms of a big uptrend. You can see it in at 130.10. Target was hit at 145.50. So 50, is it 1,600 pips? No, 1,500 odd pips profit. And just gone back along at 142.30. Okay. Put the stop behind the sorry, someone's Skyping me. Put the stop behind the big support level 139.70. We'll see how this one goes. But if we break up again, we could be off to the upside. I've got an open target on this one. I'm still very bearish of crude oil, despite the big fall it's had. It could go and trade in the teens. Commodities generally are collapsing. Also, Canada, they haven't cut the interest rate down as far as they could do yet. They're going to cut, okay? Recession in Canada is just guaranteed. Canadian dollar, for me, is probably the most overvalued of the major currencies, and I'm looking for more strength in the USD. Again, of course, we could have a significant correction, but there'll be no big trend change, okay? Dollar, longer term, is going up. And on Friday, we finished off the tail low. Okay, we're red on the day. We'll see how this one opens up next week. But CAD, going down a long way, not just on the USD, but also some other currencies, which I'll come to in a moment. Now let's skip over and take a look at some crosses. Right, Euro JPY daily chart, and did note last week that very choppy and erratic price action, but I'm looking for it to break into a big downtrend, and I think upside is limited. Yen number one, safe haven. I've already mentioned how much trouble I think Eurozone is in, which is massive trouble. But this big blue here, huge volume candle goes up towards the 120 level, can't take it out. This candle tries the level again, rejection, below 119. Then we go through 119 again, come back, two pokes at 119, try and hold above it, can't get through it. I think with this one, we get through 117, then it's going to be a quick move down to 110, then possibly down to 100. And our stop at 120.80 behind this big volume candle behind the tail. Okay, so it's not too much risk from entry. You can see there 119.60 to 120.80. A lot of potential downside if our view comes correct. Not much so far, just 100 odd pips. But this one, if we get through 117, I will probably load it up with more size. We'll see what happens next week. Let's look at Euro GBP. Pound is the most oversold it's ever been historically. Okay, and I just think that in terms of the pound on the euro did have a massive move up. We had last week sold. Okay, but you can see I've frozen the trade out on Friday. It's 200 pips. Okay, but coming into Friday close, and then you've got the big tail exhaustion. We will wait now to get back short next week. So we'll come through this level. If we come through this level, we'd expect to move down to the 20-day moving average. If that snaps, we expect to move down to here. If we were to rally back towards the 94 level, we'd be selling on any weakness. Okay, so we'll see how this one goes. So there's a few pound trades that are like in the crosses, and last week we didn't do that well overall in the pound. It was the currency we didn't do well on. But in the week ahead, I think the pound looks very attractive. We'll come to some more pairs with the pound in a moment. But let's have a look at some more USD pairs. Then obviously we'll do, not obviously, but we'll do some more crosses. Right, let's take a look at some more dollar pairs. Right, just going to look at some USD pairs, then some yen crosses and GBP crosses that we really like. Now this is USD MXN, and this is a lesson on focusing on big trends. This is a very volatile pair normally, even when it's got these small candles here, and then the biggest volatility I can remember in USD MXN. Now we did get caught with a couple of losing trades, no, 3 losing trades in this period. We got long there, we're off to the upside. We decide to stop ourselves out on that red tail, but come back through that blue body. Nice big blue through, off to the upside as it got further to run. It's a massive rise. But the way things are in the world today, I've just noticed on the COT net traders positions that speculators have still got a marginal net long position. They've probably gone short since that report was introduced or released. Sorry, they'll probably go long now. I'm just sticking with a long trade. I think this could go as high as 30. It might not be everyone's cup of tea because it's gone up so strongly, but it does show you if you get a big trend and you hold it, it makes a big difference. It's not just the USD MXN we've had big moves in or caught big moves. It's all the exotics against the USD. But when you're trading these, only very small size is needed, but when they get going, they really get going, as we can see. Let's have a look at one that I think is due more strength. It's USD CZK. It's a euro proxy, and in terms of this setup, it was one of my favorites when we first did it. I featured it in an individual video. When it come through here, this was a weekly level. Okay, so this candle goes through the weekly level, exhausts, comes back within the outer Bollinger Band. We can go long. Snaps the 20-day. And we're looking for this to obviously hold pullbacks, but we don't even pull back. We just go up towards the 26 level. Now, in terms of 26, last week, that was our target. I've now extended it to open, which I've done in a good few pairs. It's sort in USD MXN. I think it goes high as 30. Czech krona, one of the most overbought currencies against the USD. Okay, so I'm looking for more strength, and yeah, pullbacks are buying opportunities. Basically, this pair. See if we can break above 26 next week. We'll be off the upside. I think dips are going to be buying opportunities as well. We'll see. This pair, a lot further to run on the upside. What about NZD USD? It's a bit similar to, AUD USD. We did have a nice short in, which we followed down with the 20-day, holding rallies. Then we got spiked out, but our stop was behind the 20-day. We just came back in again, the break of the 20-day, and she tumbles off to the downside. Now, in terms of this one, I've got our stop here at 59.50. Okay, just basically lock a bit of profit, a few hundred pips. But you can see the way I'm going to play it down here. If we do get taken out on stop, I'll just look for the 60 level to hold, come back in 58.80. If we're on over 60.30, so we're going to be coming up towards this 20-day, then basically I'll go through 159.80, stop 62.30 behind the 20 days. So what I'm doing here is, I'm sticking with the long-term downtrend, but if we rally, I'm going to come back in on weakness using key levels. There will be no big trend change to the upside in this pair. In my view, it's got a very similar background to AUD USD. Next pair, US dollar Swedish krona. This is a good, great trade for us in terms of coming in again at the bottom on exhaustion. Then we're off to the upside. We banked 50% of our trade out at 10. Yes, basically multi-year highs. And then we've run on to the upside. See if we run on to the upside again next week. If we do, I'll tuck my stop behind there. Okay. If this one retreats back to the 10 level, I'll just buy off the 10 level for fresh positions. So buy on strength or buy on a dip to the key support level. Yes, Sweden is in terrible problems. The USD is going higher. Okay. Now let's go to a pair that's kind of a gentle mover. And I say, it's normally a gentle mover. It's the USD SGD. A bit of a nice long trade there. Got stopped out, came back in, off to the upside. And this one's given us a good amount of profits, near enough, well over 500 pips quickly, which is very unusual in this pair. But I see the SGD going way lower, or the USD going higher, 150, then 160. Yeah, well, 144 at the moment. That's a lot of pips, okay? If we break higher, it's a buy. If we dip back to this support level here, which I think should hold, it's a buy. Singapore dollar, just so value. USD might even get up to 170 longer term. Singapore, second most exposed country to global trade, heavily exposed to trade with China. China in terrible trouble. USD going up. Next one is USD PLN. Very similar to USD CZK in terms of where we played it. Full there, exhaustion, back within the outer Bollinger Band, through the mid, up, and we did hit our target at 420. And we want to get back long at 422.50. So I'm just looking for strength off this level and then off to the upside again. Open target, PLN extremely overbought. Now, in percentage terms, it's a good rise, but there's more to come in our view. So again, sticking with the long-term trend, or going with the long-term trend. If we were stopped out, we'd look to rebuy at a lower level. But again, a lot further to go On the upside, what pair have we got next? We're going to go for, oh, actually, I'll just show you USD ZAR. It's been a really good um, trend on the way up. We did initially come in long back here, did get stopped out, came back in, up. Could she go to 20? Yeah. Yeah, just a big move to the upside. And yeah, the dollar, it has bubbled higher. I'm sure, obviously we're going to get some sort of correction, but yeah, corrections are going to be buying opportunities. Yeah, very bullish of the dollar, but yeah, mindful of corrections. The only pair I'm not bullish of the dollar on or in, of course, is USD JPY. And let's shift over and look at some JPY crosses. Right, we're on AUD JPY. In terms of this pair, it looks really attractive for fresh positions, in my view. Since the last video that we did, our weekly forecast, we did bank out our long-running short trade for just over 1,000 pips out at 65.30, and we've come back in not too far from the stop at 64.70, and I put the stop at 67.30. Okay, I think it's going to be a very hard level to take out. If we rally up, that 20-day will sneak down to the 67 level. Tough level. Target monthly support at 50, so still a long way to go to the downside, 1,400 pips. So I view this as a really strong downtrend, and I think, yeah, this rally here, just a correction of oversold. Short positions for us are in order. We'll see if this one runs down. But yeah, it's a big trend, and you will get spikes up, obviously, to correct oversold. It's a good one, and I think the spike is a sell. Right, moving to the next pair, CAD JPY, and yeah, I do view the CAD as the most overbought of the majors. And again, we've come out of the short trade we had last week, not so much in terms of this one, just 500 plus pips. But we're going to sell 75.80. Okay, so basically back through this level here. And earlier on in the day, I put 76.80 on my chart. I've corrected. I want to come through 75.80 at this moment in time. And yeah, I'd give it a little bit of room. Stop will be 79.30, back behind the 20-day moving average. If we rally above the 20-day moving average, then I'm going to sell back through the round number at 77.70 with a stop at 80.30. And the 80 level is a really big resistance on the monthly chart. So if she goes higher, we're going to sell her. If she breaks through the low, we're going to sell her. And in terms of downside potential, 60. So we're looking for a long way on the downside. Yeah, CAD, yeah, it's had its rally in my view. Yeah, I like it as a sell. I think this one looks really attractive actually, just with the background of the CAD being so overbought, most overbought. Major, sorry, I said that earlier on, didn't I? But yeah, I like the look of it. Last one in the yen pairs is NZD, JPY, and again in at 72.80. We banked out at 64.80. Back short at 63.70. Okay. Now, in terms of this one, you can see where the stop is behind the 20-day moving average. Again, looking for 50. Okay, so she's a sell on rallies or breaks lower for fresh positions. I like all the yen trades. I think in terms of the way I'm playing it, I'm doing all three. I've got my biggest weighting on the CAD. I'm treating it as one position, as they're basically three correlated pairs. But yeah, for me, commodity currencies is a great sell on the yen. Let's have a quick look at some GBP pairs to finish up with. All right, we're on GBP CAD, and this was the dog of the week for us in terms of got stopped out of the long trade, got long trade in at the moment, which is underwater. But for the week ahead, I think this one could come good in a big way. I like it because it's at this big level of support here. Bounces blue close above the previous red close. Okay, we exhausted back. but the pound historically oversold in the basket of currencies and CAD very overbought. If we get through 167.20 next week, start to gain traction to the upside. I think we get to there, and then up to 180, and I will look probably to add to my position. You very often find it if you have a week, let's say in this pair in particular, where it's a bad week. If your view, the big view of the fundamentals and sentiment has not changed, it very often comes good in the following week. We had a similar scenario in USD MXN, taking 2 stop outs in a week, but look what happened there. All you want to do is play expected payouts with relatively low risk, and your winners will end up covering your losers, obviously, and you'll get some really, really big rises, which obviously you've seen some as we've gone through this video. So looking for that one to pick up next week. Let's have a quick look at the other two commodity currencies very quickly. This is I don't want that one first, I want this one first, which is GBP AUD. Now, in terms of this one, we did get stopped out of this one last week. We're back in now with a little bit of profit. Now, in terms of when I look at this chart, these tails here, I just kind of, in my head, wiped them out. So they're not there. Why am I not interested in those tails? Because they were algo trades in thin liquidity. They came back quickly, the trades. So nothing really to do with big volume, okay? So how do I see the chart with those tails out the way? Well, as we come down here, we bounce from the 20, hold above the level, bounce from the 20, just through the 20, bounce blue, needed to go through that body there, then should be off the upside, 205, then 215 in our view. Last pair is going to be GBP NZD. It's a similar kind of scenario. You've got a couple of big spikes here again, algo driven. In terms of this one, this line here, there's the big red, down, finish blue above, finish above, down, finish above, down, finish above, tail, can't get to these two tails, finish well away from these bodies here, through the 20, we'll go to 220 and 240 in our view longer term. Pound for us, very oversold, and we think it's going to hold up better going forward than the commodity currencies. So we shall see. But in terms of the markets, we see them this week. Obviously, things are changing rapidly all the time. But the yen looks very attractive. Obviously, the dollar still as well. Dollar has bubbled higher, but any corrections are buying opportunities. We are in risk off, which is not going to turn around anytime soon. So very friendly to the USD and JPY. And in terms of GBP also. Volatile markets for sure, but when you're trading, just make sure you've got small size, low risk against your reward potential. Ignore individual trades, which you should do anyway, the result. Focus on the big picture. And in this current environment, if you've got a strategy with an edge, you will end up with really big winners that will more than cover your losers. I mean, we've had just over 2 months of really great trading for us, and we hope that continues. In a way, though, this high volatility, and we know what's caused it, which is obviously the coronavirus. Forex trading aside, I just hope that it gets under control pretty soon. But I think even if it is under control pretty soon, the markets will be, still pretty volatile. Okay, I probably missed out a few pairs, but there's plenty in this video to look at. So hope you found the video useful. Thank you very much for watching me as per usual. Take care and have a good day.